Hi, welcome. Thanks for stopping by this beautiful channel over here on YouTube. This time I'll give you my thoughts on this beautiful video, the longest winning streak in CSGO history. With my former teammate faceit, who's giving some response to my nade users back in the days. Like, come on, bro. So I wanted to make it clear for you guys what I really did back in the days. If you like this video, just drop a like and subscribe. Of course, the channel would mean the world to me. Anyway, let's roll the video. So, basically what we start with is to watch this beautiful human being. His beautiful face.
I don't think the streak will ever be broken just because it's just so extreme.
87 consecutive land maps with 0 losses. With well over 200 days of undisputed dominance, NiP's inhuman win record is CSGO's founding legend and an FPS folktale that will remain untouched forever. It began with 5 top-tier talents, split across 2 iterations of Counter-Strike. On one side, with the established 1.6 IGL Exist, were a duo that would go on to be CS's most recognizable bromance. GeT and Forest. They were independently stomping lobbies in 1.6 and were looking to bring that success into a new frontier as a dynamic duo. With them stood Freiburg and faceit. They had the advantage of being well versed in Source, which was noticeably closer to CSGO than 1.6 was.
At least in the beginning.
Also share the burden of leadership, as faceit's cerebral play complemented Exist perfectly. The streak began at Steel Series Go in August 2012, and in the following months, NiP's 3 1.6 players paved the way for their teammates. They just couldn't stop winning, and it wasn't until DreamHack Valencia that faceit thought the team was challenged.
First one that comes to mind is Valencia, because this is really the first time we get to play Very games for the first time, and back then they were hands down the most dominant team in Source. At least when we start to realize that, hey, actually we are pretty good at this game, being able to like dismantle even at Very games.
Very games roster was NiP's only.
True story. Before the event was really announced, we knew about it really not too long before, because the CSGO is so new. Not that many tournament organizers has been taking over CSGO or CSGO. faceit and Freiburg specifically said, no, we can't go to this event. Very games is playing their yada yada yada. Like, they were so respecting the legacy of Very games because they played them so much in CS Source. And we were like, me and Forrest and Exist, we were like, well, isn't it better that we go because if we get beaten, we learn something by it. They were like, well, we want to go there and win, etc, etc. We were like, yeah, we also want to go there. We want to beat them because you guys are always talking so highly of them. This back in 2012, remember that? And good. How much a mental game Freiburg had on Very games back then. Wow, we went there, we crushed them. It was pretty tight actually. It was the first time we really played them on LAN. 1-2-0 though, but it was like 16-12, 16-13 or something, if I don't remember wrong. It was still hilarious how much like they talked highly of them. It's always good to talk highly about the opponents you are playing, but not to the extent when it feels like if we go there we're gonna lose, you know? Like how weird kind of mentality was that? At least how I remember it.
Significant competition in those earliest months, and when NiP lifted the DreamHack trophy, they set the tone for the rivalry.
I think for us, whenever we played Very games, was that we knew that we had their number. At that time, Kenny S was very new to the scene. So I think they were very nervous playing us.
Strategically, NiP weren't doing anything particularly complex by today's standards. They were running simple 4-1 splits with GeT lurking, relying on their mechanical ability alongside team cohesion rather than elaborate setups.
There's only really 2 or 3 people on our team that can throw nades. You know, in the beginning of the rounds, he would buy nades, but he would either not use them at all, or he would just throw them away. GeT tried the same thing of obviously being a lurk position that he had, but he would also use just his nades randomly. Wouldn't really have a lot of it.
That's bullshit though. Hi Forrest, but it's so true. Forrest was like the worst player, even in 1.6 in the M, with using a utility. I'm sorry, Patrick, but you were so fucking bad with it. You were, and you know that. And you're already accepting the truth, and it is the truth. Like, guys, this is how it works. Let's say we start. We're playing Dust 2, and we're playing like a default, like 3 on A and 2 on B, you know? let's say Forrest was going, you know, long, for example, on Dust 2, which never really happened back then, but let's say we did. He went long, he threw it HE directly. He maybe also used a flash or maybe a second flash directly because to making sure he's not gonna get killed. And then he threw out this smoke. Like literally after 10 seconds or 50 seconds in the round, he never had the nades. Like never. Like never. It was so hilarious in that way. And it's so true that people are saying it's even more hilarious the Force actually is in the chat. And he's agreeing to it. But the thing is, he's becoming much better through the years, you know. Whoops, my bad. I just remember it, like when he started talking about that, I was just gonna talk about it even more so, you know. I mean, I did as well. I think there's some at least love you, buddy. He just run. He comes in here, say hi, listen to that, leaves directly. What the fuck? Take it easy, Patrick. I remember this. I saved at least one nade, but then again, I learned a lot, which is true. I don't know. Maybe I didn't even have that nades that much if I don't remember. But I remember this Patrick part so much. It was like him and his nades, and even 1.6. Like, god damn it in the beginning, you know.
Intent, and then the executes that we would end up having that would fall back on, you know, an Exist or myself, and you would most often see our executes really only having 2 sets of nades.
Luckily, they had enough mechanical ability to get by without solid strats.
Old vitriolic tactics from back.
If I even had a HE now, it's a bomb plant. You can't see that, but up with timing here. I had a HE still.
2009 if you're a Source fan. But right now, frags coming in from both sides. It is a 2v2 scenario here. NiP Freiburg will shoot through the vent. It's only one player.
See, I got 2 assists with HE.
Nathan will take the first one. The second one is in the vents. He has to defuse the bomb as well. Throwing the flash in there.
Oh, and he came back off of the bomb. That could have been a great fake there after throwing the flash, but now he's forced to contend the vents, and he will be taken down.
Nuke in particular was their plague.
Also, another thing, Fifline got a nickname to be a rat in vents on Nuke especially. He loved to be in vents because you can walk up and down on it very fastly back then. And also it's like the recoil and how to say, recoil and the pattern, etc. in like the sprays in the beginning, like it made it work so you can like shoot in the ladders basically. It was not 100% accuracy because back then like everything was like bad. But Fifline loved to do that, I remember, especially going up and down on both events all the time, upper and lower. Made a huge hit, so seeing that clip, Freiburg has been, you know, he really got that, you know, from that fifth, you know, of Fifline.
As NiP racked up an absurd 32-0 win streak that stands to this day as the longest single map streak on LAN. NiP just couldn't stop setting records.
I think that we are also one of the main teams that prevented Nuke from being very popular.
Yeah.
I think that was the reason why it got removed so quick. Nobody wanted to play Nuke. We were very dominant on that map. Obviously, still hold that record to this day.
And while other teams tried to copy their style, NiP knew their playbook better. Mimicking them might net wins against other teams, but nobody could be better at playing like NiP than the real deal.
I think that's the mistake that people did though, because I think back then, because we were so dominant, everyone was watching us, and in return, they were trying to play a game of Counter-Strike that wasn't suited for their team. You know, they were saying, oh, let's just play the way that NiP is playing, but our team was built for the way that we were playing. Because people were trying to play like us, as soon as we saw certain nade setups or we saw certain people, we kind of just, in our heads, said, well, wait a minute, we think it's going to be this.
But things did start to get difficult. It wasn't always a clean sweep, as challengers started collecting double-digit rounds. Mouse Sports managed to push them to 16-14 in the DreamHack Winter Group stage, and Very Games continued to run them close to the edge. The pressure was building.
But I think at the end of it, I can't remember if we started when we were 60 or something 0, but I do think it started to get to us a little bit, where the pressure was definitely there. Not only were we considered the best team, but we were undefeated. The fans were, you know, everyone was expecting we're going to lose eventually. People started watching us just so that they could see us lose. Or the other way around was that people also stopped watching us because we just kept on winning.
Everything built up to one fateful match against Virtus Pro at the Star Series 5 finals. NiP were out of form in uncharacteristic fashion, and Virtus Pro had their number. Their split was falling apart, and each time GeT thought he had found a hole in VP's defense, someone was there to put him in his place. The team wasn't responding fast enough to Virtus Pro's reads, and they were dying for it.
NiP, are they going to be able to afford to buy in the next round? Maybe just but certainly not the one after if they don't win that. Virtus Pro are closing in, and look, they've still got 5 people alive in this one. Down goes GeT.
Timing, though.
And he's at the bottom of the scoreboard. He's not having the best of times.
These weaknesses led to lost rounds, which gave Virtus Pro enough of a lead to take NiP to the edge of defeat. Kucha and Adren weren't giving the ninjas time to catch their breath. Trying to force OT, NiP rushed to plant the bomb as VP swarmed their unprepared perimeter.
Now the bomb is going to go down. Oh, but Adrian coming in from behind. GeT with a kill. Adrian with another one. It's a double kill for him. Great
That's
turn
so
of
good,
events.
honey.
Adrian with a triple kill. It's all on assist. Is he loses this one round, and that's going to be it. 16-14. They lose the first map.
The streak was broken and VP had momentum in the series. Even Ninja's best map, Nuke, wasn't enough to stop them from losing 0-2. But even in their moment of defeat,
You see, like, the sprays here,
First thing that happens
like,
is the Forest gets up and he starts.
NiP wasn't
like
enough to stop
here.
them from losing 0-2. But even in their moment of defeat,
What is this, you know?
From losing 0-2. But even in their moment of defeat, NiP found reason to celebrate.
First thing that happens is the Forest gets up and he starts clapping. You know, saying congratulations. You know what a feat we've done. It's absolutely incredible what we've accomplished. We proceed to lose the event. 2 days later, we play VP again, and they beat us again. But after the event, we talk about, you know, what is the outcome there of, you know, finally breaking the streak. I think after that event is over, we go back to the next one and we win that one.
Every NiP member went on to have an exceptional CSGO career, with some of them still tapping heads today. But this legendary lineup will go down in history, and they hold a record that will never be broken. Check out these videos for more CSGO content.
It's true though. It was a pretty good video, to be honest. When we started playing CS in the last 6 months, the old Mirage looks wild. Yeah, it was. Like, the game itself was so much different because, like I say, this spray pattern, the recoil, like tapping, etc. Like, it was so much different. Like, the run and spraying pattern, it was more accurate, but not really. It was to some sort of, it was very, very hard to master it, and some people could do it, like I did, and me and Exist, I think we were like the really good ones on it in the beginning. I think Fiverr were also pretty decent. It was way different back then. If you have another video we should check out, we should definitely do it, you know. I was just seeing that before and I wanted to see what Fifthline's been talking about, if it's bullshitting around or not. And I mean, we gotta even see Forrest's nickname here fast. That was pretty dope though. I haven't seen his name in this channel for a long time.